Yay Networks.
Well, welcome back to VZen with Britt. I'm your host, Britt Madrid-Mogensen, and today we are talking about your rising sign and your Venus sign, because when you know these two signs, you can actually dress in a way that enhances different parts of your personality, different parts of your look. It's so much fun when you know your birth chart, you guys. You really can figure out anything. So today we are obviously going to talk a little bit about Halloween because it's spooky season. And if you are stumped trying to figure out what you want to be for Halloween, just know if you have your birth chart on hand, you are going to be able to kill it this year. All right. So I dressed up as a wolf. If you guys are on YouTube, the VZen TV YouTube channel, you can see that I have little wolf ears on. And I did that to match my sweet dog, Dolly Parton, because she looks like a little wolf. You guys have to check it out on YouTube. And if you guys are listening, just trust me. This was a lot of work and forethought here. Okay, so I'm going to let Dolly run off, and you guys, we are going to talk about your birth chart, and we are going to get into your birth chart and your style. So today we're going to talk about how your birth chart influences your personal style. Now, this is a really fun topic because who doesn't want to look their best, right? We all want to look good, we want to feel good. And sometimes when we're trying to like change up our style or figure out, the different trends that work for us, we can need a little bit of guidance, right? And of course, astrology has the answers for just about everything, including our style. So if you guys want to refine your personal style, you want a little bit of style or fashion direction, all you have to do is pull up your birth chart. And I always tell you guys, you can go to astro-charts.com because it's a free service. Super easy. For this, you are going to want to have your rising sign. So you want to know your birth time, because when we're talking about style, we want to look at the two placements that affect the way that we look. Okay. It's like the vibe we put out, also our physical looks. And we can find all of that by identifying what the rising sign is and what your Venus sign is. So we just had my producer Riley on here. We were chatting while we were getting set up, and she pulled up her birth chart. Riley, do you mind if I use you as an example for your Pisces rising placement?
Not at all.
You're such a good sport. You guys meet Riley. She is absolutely fantastic. She's the producer of this podcast and many others. Riley, she's fantastic. Okay, so Riley, what is your rising sign again? Will you tell everybody?
Pisces.
Okay, so Riley is Pisces rising. Now, when we look at our rising sign, that's going to tell you about your physical looks, like your physical body, just kind of like how you're put together, your features, what really stands out about you. So, when we're talking about enhancing our look, we want to know like what's going to work for my body, like what's really going to enhance my features. So, for Riley, she has her Pisces rising. So, Pisces energy is all about just very like this ethereal beauty, this glow. So, Riley, you are going to thrive when you wear colors that are like blue. Yes, like icy blues and like grays. Think about like the ocean. Do you like and your hair? Yeah, and like if your hair's like a little wet, like that wet look, like that would be a good vibe for you. There you go. It's
That's
perfect.
crazy because I love the ocean. The ocean calms me. I like everything about the ocean I love.
Yep. Okay. That's not surprising. And when you want to like look your best, do you feel like what do you tend to kind of gravitate towards?
Like color-wise,
Like color wise, style wise, anything. I'm curious to
um,
hear.
I love like street style athleisure, jeans, cargo
Mm.
shorts, or not shorts, cargo pants. Not the dad look.
She's like, we throw it all the way back to 1990 or whatever, the Jinkos or whatever those
Oh
were,
my gosh, no.
the dad look.
Yeah, I love blacks, grays, like you said, I
Okay.
love blues. I
Mhm.
tend more towards darker colors.
More towards darker colors. Okay, very, very Pisces rising. We tend to kind of naturally gravitate towards our rising sign because that's just like the rising sign in your birth chart depicts like you. It's like your energy, it's the way you kind of view the world, it's your first impression. So you're going to naturally be drawn to that first house of self. It's just going to be kind of easy for you. But then if we want to like enhance things and go one step further, we look at the Venus sign because Venus is like your beauty, like what people are drawn to about you. And
Okay.
you pulled up your birth chart. Would you mind telling us your Venus sign?
Venus is Aries.
Aries. Oh my God. Okay. When you said athleisure, I was like, I bet there's an Aries or like some sort of sportier sign in there. Okay. So the fact that your Aries is in Venus, Riley, that explains so much. So people with Aries in Venus are very much drawn to like physicality. Like Aries is a warrior. It's very athletic.
Ooh,
It's all about, that go and having that spirit of like that drive. You probably really like Aries people, by the way. I know you're single. So if you meet any Aries people out there, I'm just saying,
I'm
keep
keeping an
an
eye out.
eye out.
Yes.
Because you're drawn to that fiery spirit, that passionate energy. And you tend to be on the go. So when you wear things that show off your athleticism, like athleisure, you kind of let people know that that's a part of who you are, that more casual, fun energy. So it makes so much sense. So it sounds like you are somebody who's naturally combining your rising sign energy of Pisces with the darker colors, the watery, ocean hues with something like a, cargo pant or like something more athletic. So I love it that you were such a good example. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I love learning more about it.
Yes. Oh, we're gonna get into it, girl,
Okay.
for sure. We're gonna look at the whole your whole chart. I feel like you got to know that about your coworkers. You know what I mean?
I That's a very good point. I need to like full background on all of my coworkers, my bosses.
Full background. And everyone listening, you guys, at the next Christmas party or whatever group event you guys do, just find out everybody's birth chart info. Trust me, you won't regret it. It's a fun activity. It'd be a
I like
good
that
group
idea.
activity.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Britt.
Thanks, girl. Okay, so you guys heard Riley's different sign combinations. And so that's kind of what we're going to be getting more into today. So for you, if you can pull up that information for yourself, you have your rising sign in front of you, you have your Venus sign in front of you. Let's talk about how to combine them. Let's talk about the different elements. Let's get into how to enhance your look. So if you have an air sign in either of those placements, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, think about like airy, floaty energy. So you are going to look really good in like floatier silhouettes. You're going to probably be drawn to things that kind of flow off the body, give you some energy. Colors that are light and uplifting, like, whites, wispy grays, blues. Those colors are going to really enhance your natural energy and look. And if you are trying to think of a Halloween costume, let's see. So I was looking at Paris Hilton the other day. I just think she's so cute. I love all of her stuff. And she's in Aquarius, has a ton of Aquarius placements. And she dressed up as like a fairy last year. So that would be like a perfect example of an air sign Halloween costume inspo because anything that has to do with like air or like, floatiness or, you could dress up as like any sort of bird. I know that sounds funny, but there are some pretty badass bird costumes out there. So just think like what really speaks to you as far as like creatures of, the air. Like you could be a butterfly, an angel. Those are all really fun uh energies that you can kind of not just bring into your Halloween look, but also try to think about how you can incorporate more of that vibe into your actual wardrobe as well. It's going to help you feel more inspired and really attract, all those good vibes on a daily basis. Okay, when we get back, we are going to talk about the rest of the signs. Okay, so next let's talk about our fire sign friends. You guys, if you have Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius in either that rising sign or Venus sign placement, you are going to gravitate towards, and if you don't, you should gravitate towards like more fiery colors. Fire sign energy is all about bringing energy into a room. Like you guys are the ones that start the conversations. You're great at bringing new ideas to people. And it really makes you feel good when you have like a lot of that energy. So if you're ever feeling low energy or you just want to like really show people who you are, bring in colors that are bold and bright. So think like golds, reds, orange. And if you're ever having like a low energy day, like put on a yellow top, put on some big gold jewelry. Trust me, it is going to fire you up because that is your essence. You guys have such good, positive energy that you bring wherever you go. And an example of Leo rising energy, I could not find a better person to help explain this energy to you guys. J-Lo. Okay, let's talk about J-Lo. So J-Lo has Leo rising and she's a Leo sun. So she's double Leo. So if you guys have that fire sign placement, just Google a couple pictures of J-Lo when she's on stage, because that's when she's full Leo. And that's what I'm talking about. Don't be afraid of a little glitter, a little glamour. Don't be afraid of a big blowout, especially if you guys have that Leo placement, because as we know, Leos are all about the hair. So, and then for the Aries and Sagittarius friends, you guys, y'all have that energy too. You need that boldness, that brightness. Add some color to your wardrobe, add some color to your look. And if you're trying to think of a good Halloween costume, think somebody bold and bright. So you guys sometimes gravitate towards and look really good when you dress up as like a public figure. So I could see like honestly, I could see you guys dressing up as J-Lo. That would be fun, do like a concert look. You guys also would be really great as like some sort of like sexier, costume, something that is especially like Aries people, like you guys could do like, the sexy cop look or you know what I mean, but you put your own spin on it. Be sure that you add a little bit more boldness and brightness and something like original because that is going to make it feel more you. It's going to be more fun that way. All right. So our earth signs, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, if you guys have this in your Venus or your rising sign placement of your birth chart, you have a very earthy, sensual quality. So for you guys, you shine when you are more connected to nature. So as far as like the Halloween costume inspo goes, you guys would be perfect dressed up as some sort of like animal. You could dress up as your spirit animal, for example, like how I dressed up as my dog today. You could do an animal, you could do a woodland, you know what I mean? Like one of those woodland, like fairy nymph type of things, like anything connected to nature, though. So, whereas, other people might go for more bold colors, you guys look really beautiful when you're wearing greens and like browns and hues that are really uh, dark and really just earthy. I mean, that's the best way to describe it. And an example of someone who is absolutely beautiful with a Capricorn rising placement is Megan Fox. And we see that she looks really beautiful when she wears like more like those chestnut colors. Like I think she did a Skims ad with Courtney, who we'll be talking about next in our water sign segment. But she wore like some burgundy colors and she just looked absolutely stunning. So think about how you can really play up your eyes with maybe like some browns. A really good smoky eye would look great on our earth sign friends. Poison ivy, for like if you want to do like a superhero thing, poison ivy would be good because she's got, obviously like the greenery. So anything that you can think of that's like earthy or animal would be really perfect for you guys. And then on a day-to-day basis, think about how you can incorporate more of those earth tone colors into your wardrobe. It's really going to make you look your best. Okay. And then last but not least, our water sign friends, Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. You guys, so Riley, you are that Pisces rising queen. You have this in common with Kourtney Kardashian. So Courtney also has the Pisces rising, and we see that in a lot of her photos with, the darker colors that she wears. Think about the ocean. So when you go out into like the deep ocean and you look, if you're on a boat and you look over into the water, it's like so deep and dark, and you just have no idea what's underneath. It's like mysterious and it's beautiful and kind of like awe inspiring. That is the vibe that we want to capture for y'all's look. So I think that Courtney does this really well because we see her in a lot of like, especially since she got with Travis, she started, I think her personal style really started to flourish. Some people think that she started dressing more like Travis. I don't think so. I think she actually became more of herself because she has that Pisces rising placement, which means she naturally looks really good in those like slick black pants that she wears now. Like those, she'll do like a big t-shirt sometimes. It's kind of like floaty, but she has like the tight pants on. She has the dark hair that's like short, but it's like shiny. So think about like that slick, shiny kind of look. I know that sounds funny, but that would be perfect for you guys. And then anything as far as a costume goes that has to do with like the water. So if you wanted to be a mermaid, perfect. Even if you wanted to, if you want to have some fun and be like a crab or like, you know what I mean? Something funny, just think like water, water, water. So anything that has to do with that water energy is going to look really good on you. Also, try to stick with a palette of like blues, grays, black. Like all of those are going to really play up that mysterious quality. And again, you guys have really beautiful eyes as well. You know, the eyes are the window to the soul, and water sign placements are known for being very soulful. So think about playing up your eyes with like maybe like a smoky shadow, or you may want to throw in a little bit of blue, like a dark blue eyeliner or something. That would look really good and add that little air of mystery that you guys are known for. So, overall, that is kind of the way that you guys can start capturing more of your special, specific beauty based on your Venus sign and your rising sign. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope that you have an amazing spooky season. And most importantly, have fun with it. Have fun with the way you look, fun with the way you dress. I'm sure you guys are all absolutely beautiful inside and out. So be sure that you guys hit that plus sign so that you don't miss any of the episodes. Subscribe, and you can follow me on Instagram at Brit Madrid and at BZenTV. Be Zen, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday.